Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Mike.
And I am Karen. Today we are on day 1 of our story called Theseus and the Minotaur.
That's right.
Yeah, that is quite a famous story, right?
It definitely is one of the most well-known Greek myths, I think you would say. A lot of monsters come to us from Greek myths, and I have to admit personally, the Minotaur is one of my favorite. Half man, half bull, lives in the center of a maze and eats people for lunch.
Well,
that's a pretty good monster.
It sounds pretty cruel and pretty scary, right?
It's a monster. It's supposed to be scary.
And half bull and half human.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen in this story, though.
Really?
Well,
really?
Well,
You've never heard this story before?
Okay, I have.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to create some suspense.
That's true. That's true. And I don't think it's been made into a Hollywood movie recently. So maybe there are people out there who don't know about Theseus and the Minotaur. And of course, the third character in this story is the labyrinth, the maze.
Oh, that's
which
right.
Many people would be familiar with. You might have been to a maze yourself, and a lot of computer games might involve you finding your way to the center of a maze or a labyrinth to fight a great beast, monster, and enemy like the Minotaur. So this is why probably this is such a famous story.
That's true. There's a lot of exciting elements in the story.
Yes.
Well, how about let's get into it and learn more about it?
Sounds like a very good idea. So Theseus and the Minotaur. Let's find out what it's all about, and let's find out who wins in the ultimate battle. The people of Athens lived in the shadow of fear. Years earlier, the son of King Minos of Crete had been killed in their city, and from then on, the king thirsted for revenge. Every 7 years, Minos demanded that Athens send 7 of its finest young men and 7 of its most beautiful young women. Not a single one ever returned home. The reason? Beneath the Cretan royal palace was a maze called the Labyrinth, and in the labyrinth lived a terrifying monster. Half man and half bull, the Minotaur roamed the twisting halls in search of fresh meat.
So as we promised, now we're looking at our story called Theseus and the Minotaur, right?
Exactly right. So let's get into the story and see how Theseus and the Minotaur get themselves involved with each other. It says the people of Athens lived in the shadow of fear. Wow, I'm glad I'm not a person of Athens at this time, but I'm also glad that we have a story here because that is a great beginning. They lived in the shadow of fear. That means they were very afraid all the time, almost like there's a dark shadow of a big monster hanging around them. Why are the people living in the shadow of fear? The people of Athens, this of course being the capital city of the modern country of Greece and a very important city-state back in those olden days. Well, why? It says years earlier, the son of King Minos of Crete had been killed in their city. And from then on, the king thirsted for revenge. Well, actually, that's kind of sad, really. The king's son, so this would be the prince. The king was named King Minos. And his son, I guess his son was visiting Athens or was in Athens for some reason. His son was killed in Athens. And so the King Minos, who's the king of another part of Greece called Crete, it's a big island there. He was very angry. He kind of blamed the people of Athens. We don't know why. Maybe the son got in a fight or there was a war or something like that. But he's very angry at the city of Athens and all the people who live there. And that's why he wants revenge. And revenge, this is a noun. We can use it as a verb, but it's more commonly used as a noun. And revenge is when you do something bad to me and then I do something bad to you in turn. All right, so A hurts B, and then B hurts A. When B hurts A, the second part of this sort of trading of violence or something mean, that is revenge, okay? So I've been hurt, now I have to hurt you. I want revenge. I want to get you back for what you did to me. For example, revenge can often lead to more pain and conflict. Yes, yes, it can.
That's right. And is that the best idea? I really don't know.
No.
Okay, well, let's continue with our story. Every 7 years, Minos demanded that Athens send 7 of its finest young men and 7 of its most beautiful young women. Not a single one ever returned home.
Oh my gosh.
Why is that?
That's his revenge. It just goes on and on and on. He lost his son. So every 7 years, 14 young people from Athens have to go to Crete, go to the court of King Minos. It says not a single one ever returned because they're having such a good time.
I really don't think
so. Because they're being killed.
Maybe they're being killed. Because it does sound like a scary story.
Yeah.
And
King Minos sounds like a scary king.
Exactly.
You know who else is really scary?
I know. Henny's very scary.
It's Henny. Run away. No,
Just joking.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这次要读的故事是 Theseus and the Minotaur， 席修斯与米诺陶。故事一开始提到雅典人民生活在恐惧的阴影下，因为在多年前，克里特国王的儿子在雅典遭到杀害。那从那时起，国王就渴望着复仇，每隔7年就要求雅典送出7名最优秀的年轻男子，还有7名最美丽的年轻女子。那没有一个人曾经回到家乡。好，单字 revenge 它当名词表示报仇、复仇、报复，那它是不可数名词。它也可以当动词来表达像什么报仇、报复。那这边有一个重点是动词 demand， 它可以指要求、坚决请求。后面接子句的时候，注意它的用法是 demand that 主词加上 should 再加原形动词，或者是 demand that 主词加上原形动词。那其他还有像 insist 坚持 request 要求 suggest 建议 recommend 推荐等等这些表示命令或建议的动词，它们接子句的时候用法是相同的。好，我们来看2个例句。The man demanded that I should apologize to him， 或者是 I apologize to him。那名男子要求我向他道歉。再一个例句是 His parents insisted that he should go see a doctor， 或者是 he go see a doctor。他爸妈坚决要求他去看医生。那解华课文中。
All right, we are back. So we just found out that every 7 years, 7 young men, 7 young ladies from the Greek city of Athens have to go to the court of King Minos. He's very angry. He lost his son. His son was killed in Athens. And this is the way the people of Athens are sort of paying him back. So why is, and we also learned, the important thing, these 14 young people, they never go home.
That's
now why?
Right.
We're looking for a reason. The reason, the article says next here, we're telling us why they never go home. Beneath the Cretan royal palace was a maze called the Labyrinth. And in the labyrinth lived a terrifying monster.
So that's the scary part. That's why they never return. It's not because they're having a great time.
No, they're not partying with the monster and making friends and having little barbecues?
I do not think so.
Maybe not.
Okay, well, let's find out more about this monster.
Yes.
Half man and half bull. The Minotaur roamed the twisting halls in search of fresh meat. That sounds scary. And Minotaur sounds like a really hungry monster. And he's always in search of fresh meat.
Oh, so there is a barbecue, but the young people of Athens are the barbecue.
Exactly.
That's not a good deal.
Therefore, that's why we have the young women and young boys, right? Okay, so now we're looking at this here, the word here, bull, and that is a noun. A bull basically is a male cow. An example sentence would be, the farmer has many cows, but only one big, strong bull. So a minotaur is a creature that is half human and half bull. That sounds really, really scary.
It does sound scary, and we should probably point out in most of the pictures, the head is the bull part, and the body is the man part. And we have an example sentence for the word bull.
That's right. The example sentence is, the farmer keeps a bull and several cows in his field.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you want baby cows, that's how you get them.
That's
All right, let's go over to Hanny one more time.
刚刚说被送去克里特的雅典年轻人都一去不回，没有一个人曾经回到家乡。那这是因为在克里特王宫的地下有一座名为 Labyrinth 的迷宫，迷宫里面有住着一头可怕的怪物。那这个半人半牛的米诺陶，它在蜿蜒曲折的通道里面游荡，在寻找新鲜的肉。好，来看单字 bull 这个字就是表达公牛，是个名词。这边还有一个重点是地方副词或是地方副词片语摆在句首的倒装句。地方副词或地方副词片语摆在句首时，主词跟动词要倒装，那句型就是地方副词或地方副词片语加 be 动词或是动词再加主词。举例来说 ，A vase filled with flowers sits on the table。我们把地方副词片语 on the table 移到句首，主词动词进行倒装之后，就变成了 On the table sits a vase filled with flowers。桌上有个装满花朵的花瓶。那注意，如果主词是代名词的话，就不用倒装咯。所以像 Here he comes， 他来了，那动词 comes 就是维持在主词 he 的后方，没有倒装。这话课文中。
Thank you, Hanny. And now we are back. Okay, so that sounds really scary. We have this monster, the Minotaur, who is half bull and half human. And we know that this Minotaur probably has been eating the young boys and the young ladies, right?
Yes, exactly. He's a monster. He's hungry. He lives in a labyrinth. He doesn't have a lot to do except eat people.
Exactly.
He does that very well.
So what's going to happen next in the story?
Well, we're going to find out after this quick break, so let's check it out. This is where King Minos sent the unlucky Athenian youths. One by one they entered the maze, and one by one the Minotaur hunted them down. Prince Theseus of Athens hated watching his people suffer. So, when the ships came to collect the next group of young people, he announced that he wanted to go. His father, afraid of losing his son, begged him to stay. But Theseus had made up his mind. He would sail to Crete and defeat the Minotaur or die trying. All right, so 7 young men, 7 young ladies from Athens every 7 years go to the court of King Minos on the island of Crete, and they are all led over to where the Minotaur lives in his labyrinth. These young people, they never come back because the Minotaur there, he's having snacks.
That's right.
And the young people are the snacks.
Well, I would say a great feast. 14 of them.
Well, yeah,
Right?
I mean, there might be young and skinny, but there's still a lot of them, so yeah.
Exactly. Okay, well, let's find out what happens next. So this is where King Minos sent the unlucky Athenian youths. One by one, they entered the maze. And one by one, the Minotaur hunted them down. And that's what we guessed, right?
Yeah.
They didn't go and play with the Minotaur.
It's kind of an ancient version of Squid Game or the Hunger Games or something like that. So yes, these young people, they're just being, we would call this, they're being sacrificed.
That's right.
Right? The king of Athens gives them up and says, well, we just have to pay off King Minos and his Minotaur, and he wants young people to eat, so that's what we do. But this definitely bothered people. People were not happy with this thing that was going on. And it says Prince Theseus of Athens hated watching his people suffer. His father, the king, he was okay with it. You know, you got to do what you got to do. But Prince Theseus, maybe he knew some of these young people. Maybe they were his friends and they were going off to die. And he didn't like that. He thought that was terrible. And he didn't like seeing not only the young people, but their families family, their parents back home, who will never see them again. A lot of people are suffering here. To suffer is to have some kind of terrible experience happen to you, and it often happens to you for a long time, or you feel it for a long time, right? We can suffer an injury, and that's something that might happen quickly, but if you're suffering from something, maybe you're hurt for a long time, maybe you're sick for a long time, maybe you have a problem in your mind that you can't get rid of, and it bothers you and makes your life really hard and difficult for quite a long time. So that's something we don't like to see happen. And if someone is suffering, most of us would like to help.
Of course.
Right? By making them feel better or something like that. For example, animals can suffer when they are kept in poor conditions. You know, I mean, it's one thing to have an animal have an accident and get hurt, but if they're being in a place where there's no food, no water, they're sick, they have no one to take care of them, they are suffering just like people would.
Or being kept in cages.
Or being kept in cages and being, you know, treated really badly.
Exactly. Okay, well, let's continue. So, when the ships came to collect the next group of young people, he announced that he wanted to go. And when we say he, and that is the prince, right? Because he was not okay to see these people just go and suffer and sacrifice and being fed to the monster. He knew that was not the right thing to do.
Just like the girl in Hunger Games, just like Katniss.
Exactly. Okay, so we're looking at this word here, announce. So to announce, that is a verb. To announce is to tell people something important in a clear public way. It's like, okay, well, this time I'm going to go with them. So for an example, the government announced the dates for the new holidays. So they told everyone when the new holidays are, because then people can plan their vacation.
That's right. If they kept it a secret and didn't tell everyone, well, that's not very useful, is it?
That's
so
right.
they announce it. I'm going to announce something right now. Let's go and see Hanny.
Yay!
Let's do it.
麦诺斯国王将那些不幸的雅典年轻人送去迷宫，那他们一个一个进入迷宫，都被米诺陶追捕猎杀。Mike 老师说，这听起来像是古代版的鱿鱼游戏或者是饥饿游戏。老师用到 version 这个字 ，version，它是表达版本或是变化形式。那故事提到雅典王子席修斯，他厌恶看到自己的人民受苦，因此当船来接下一批年轻人的时候，他宣布自己想要前往。好，单字 suffer 动词表示受苦受折磨 ，announce 也是动词表示宣布公布。接华课文中。
All right, we are back. And Theseus, the prince of Athens, has volunteered. He's put his hand up and say, I will go to the Minotaur. He will eat me, and one young person from Athens will stay behind because the prince will take his place. But his father, the king of Athens, he did not like this idea. It says his father, afraid of losing his son, begged him to stay. When we say he's afraid of losing his son, he's afraid of his son being killed and eaten by the Minotaur. And of course, the king doesn't want his son to do it. It's okay if other young people in Athens do it, right? But not my son.
So selfish.
Yeah, not very nice of the king there. But yeah, that's what he felt. But Theseus, he's a brave young man. But Theseus had made up his mind. He had made his decision. He is going to fight the Minotaur or save the young people or both, and he will not change that decision.
That's right, because he knew that was the right thing to do, right?
And his father won't do it. Good job, Dad.
So he would sail to Crete and defeat the Minotaur or die trying. Wow, he is actually very, very brave.
Yes.
Because none of the little or the young ones came back, but he thought he will at least try. He's gonna try to fight the Minotaur or at least die trying. Even if he has to die, he is going to do it.
Exactly, that's right. Even if it means defeat. And defeat here, it's a verb. We can use it as a noun, but this is using it as a verb. That means to lose or to be beaten. If you defeat your opponent, that means you win and they lose. If we were defeated, if I was defeated by someone else, that means I lost, well, they won. Okay, so to win is to come out on top. To have a defeat or to be defeated is to come out in second place or worse. For example, the team was defeated despite their best efforts. They tried really hard, but they still lost.
Okay, how about let's go to Hanny first and we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
席修斯的父亲恳求他留下，但是他心意已决，决定要去克里特岛击败米诺陶，否则他也要奋战而死。好，看到 defeat， 它当动词表示战胜、击败，它也可以当名词表达失败、挫败。那这边有一个重点是 make up one's mind， 表示下定决心。例如 she can't make up her mind whether to accept the job offer， 她无法拿定主意是否要接受那份工作。那解华课文中。
Thank you, Hanny, and now we are back. Well, it's really exciting right now. I wonder if the prince is going to defeat the Minotaur or is he going to die?
Yeah, I mean, even though this is an old story, I'm still kind of excited. Will Theseus survive? Well, let's go on with the story and find out.
Okay, well, let's review the story one more time and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
There's still part 2.
You mean we're not going to find out today?
Not today, I'm sorry.
Oh man, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm so excited and nervous.
Well, stay tuned.
All right. The people of Athens lived in the shadow of fear. Years earlier, the son of King Minos of Crete had been killed in their city, and from then on, the king thirsted for revenge. Every 7 years, Minos demanded that Athens send 7 of its finest young men and 7 of its most beautiful young women. Not a single one ever returned home. The reason? Beneath the Cretan royal palace was a maze called the Labyrinth, and in the labyrinth lived a terrifying monster. Half man and half bull, the Minotaur roamed the twisting halls in search of fresh meat. This is where King Minos sent the unlucky Athenian youths. One by one they entered the maze, and one by one the Minotaur hunted them down. Prince Theseus of Athens hated watching his people suffer. So, when the ships came to collect the next group of young people, he announced that he wanted to go. His father, afraid of losing his son, begged him to stay. But Theseus had made up his mind. He would sail to Crete and defeat the Minotaur or die trying.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里面的单字文法。单字的部分有 revenge 名词表示报仇报复 bull 名词表示公牛 suffer 动词表示受苦受折磨 announce 动词表示宣布公布还有 defeat 也是动词表示战胜击败文法的部分第一个学到动词 demand 可以表达要求坚决请求后面接的子句这时候用法是 demand that 主词 should 加原形动词或者是主词加原形动词第二个学到地方副词片语或地方副词摆在句首的倒装句那句型就是地方副词或地方副词片语加 be 动词或动词加主词那注意主词是代名词的话就不用倒装咯第三个学到 make up one's mind 表示下定决心好那以上是今天的讲解同学别走开马上回来哦
Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie.
And today it's time for another episode of Fear Box. Just take the cloth off. It's scary. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna.
What is that?
What
it's
is
like pointy. Ew, 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 ew. It feels like nature.
What do you feel?
It's like roundy.
Roundy.
I can't even speak. It's like kind of oval. It's got leaves or something.
Ew.
It's like a little bit smooth here, but then it's pretty firm. It's not very squishy. I mean, I guess if I push really hard, it'll be squishy.
So what do you think it is?
It hurts. Why does it hurt? Oh, I know what it is.
What is
It's
it?
a dragon fruit.
Ding, ding, ding! Why is it so scary when it's in the box? I need to go wash my hands now because I just touched a dragon fruit. Hey, I put something, that's something you like to eat. I like to eat it, but I don't like to eat the outside. Anyway, please follow us on Instagram. Send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to say in English but you just don't know how. Kiki, is there anything else you would like to say?
Well, see you on the next Fear Box.
Kiwi later!